Hello, a great day for all of you, and Hail Holy Mary. In this video, we will treat on the alternative therapies which have been gradually introduced in the Western society over the last decades. Similarly to what happened in the end of the Middle Age with the Renaissance, when the men got fascinated by the Eastern culture, which affected the art, the philosophy, and the religion, replacing God by man. Nowadays, this same fascination was repeated, although now in the fields of health and psychology. The people no more seek God as the ultimate goal of their existence, but rather the welfare of the man through several Oriental techniques, which promise some improvement in your life based on vague ideas like to peace, love, tranquility, and spiritual evolution. On the other hand, in the real world, the scientific research continue to demonstrate that methodological mistakes, data heterogeneity, and absence of standardizing are a common feature of all the articles published in this area with no exception. In this video's description, you can see examples of reliable scientific articles which treat on this subject and show the inability of these therapies in reach to the proposed goal. In this way, considering the confusion on this subject in the Catholic circles, I made this video, which is a warning because, unlike the common sense, the Oriental therapies arised from Gnostic philosophies, which always were opposed to the Christianism over the history. In this video, I will address the cases of the yoga and acupuncture, showing that far beyond its physical and organic focus, such techniques have a religious and philosophical component, which, in general, mean serious risks to our soul and its salvation, undermining our faith and discouraging our interest by all that's sacred. First of all, we can start by the understanding of what is the Gnosis and its sources in order that we can be able to understand the formulation of such Oriental techniques and doctrines. Gnosis is a word that comes from Greek and means knowledge. In summary, the aim of Gnosis is understand that which is unknowable, God. Adam and Eve certainly were the first Gnostics, because they seek to understand the good and the evil by means of the forbidden fruit. But this is impossible, because God, that's the supreme good, is infinite and transcendent, and his full understanding is out of our capacity. In turn, the evil had no reason to there is in the Eden, and so there was no reason to seek it too. But still, Lucifer's pride prevailed, and our first parents sinned. Saint Irenaeus, in his writing named Adversus Aeresis from the 2nd century, produced the first document to use the term Gnosis. In this document, he already shows the occult aspect of these heresies and the dangers for the Catholic faith. More details you can see in the book Religious Inquiries, Volume 9, number 18 from 2020. If you're curious about the development of Gnosis over the history, from the next slide on, you will have more details about that. One of the best explains on the rising of the Gnosticism can be met in the book Anthropotheism, the Man's Religion, from Orlando Fedeli, a strong defender of Christianity in Brazil. In summary, the Gnosticism has its origins in the old civilizations of Egypt and Persia. The basic scheme present in all of these philosophies to try to explain God and the cosmos is the following. In the beginning, there was a supreme deity, which was the supreme good. By several reasons, this deity started a subdivision process, generating replicas like two divine particles, all of them with the same power and capacity. But in a given time, there was a singularity in the process, and one of these particles were generated with desires and endeavors different from the other ones. This event promoted a disorder in the established process, and the attempts of return to the original condition were not accepted by this different, singular deity, called Demiurge. Rather than seek for the harmony in the group, this Demiurge decided to create the matter, the world that we know, and imprisoned all the other divine particles into the matter. Thus, Demiurge became the supreme god of the cosmos. In other words, the Gnostics believed that one and the triune Christian God is bad because captured the other divine particles in the matter. In this way, the main goal of all kind of Gnosticism is to develop ways to set these particles free from the matter and return to the initial harmony of the universe. And how to do this? Well, during the human history, many ways were developed to give freedom to these particles jailed into of us. We have the Hinduism, the Taoism, the Buddhism, the shamanism, and all the other old known religions. The exception is the primitive Judaism, which believes in the true God. Fulton Sheen, a famous American bishop, highlighted that the big difference between the Christianism and Gnosticism is that in the first one, we know that we need the divine grace to be saved, while in the Gnosticism, the individuals can reach a divine status by his own strength. There is no necessity of the divine grace. Using respiration, concentration, and mentalization techniques, the man can progress more and more up to a divine condition. But wait, is not this desire of becoming like God the same arrogance, the same pride proposed by Lucifer to our first parents? Certainly. So, we can summarize the Gnosis as the Lucifer's pride echo during the human history. From now on, we are going to see how the Gnosis is present in two of the main relaxing Oriental techniques, which apparently seem to be so innocent, but that certainly represent a serious risk to our soul and salvation. Now I invite you to see the next video, the part 2, where we can see the connection between yoga and gnosis.